Hello. Hey, everybody. It's me. Welcome to the show. I was in the middle of looking at something for work, and now I'm distracted by it. But we're here. It's Wednesday. I'm doing this because one of the things that happens as you get older, and I'm in my 40s, one of the things that happens as you get older is your hair starts to do new stuff. Sometimes that is, it turns a different color, as you can see here. Sometimes it does like weird stuff like this. Sometimes as it gets thinner, which is great, it does stuff real wonky like. And I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna wear this over my head today. So it's also helping me stay warm. It's surprisingly chilly outside, which is nice after a couple of weeks of it being way too hot. But it's Instruction Derby. It's not what was the weather like over the past couple of weeks Derby. Though that seems consistently like that's what's going to be our primary focus for the foreseeable future, unless we do something about our carbon emissions. But we're not here to talk about that. We are here to talk about some video game manuals. Thank you all for coming. We've got DevPods GG in the chat. Good to see you. Ah, yeah, crowd cheering noises. That's right. We got Darren Hupke here already impugning my good name, owing to the fact that I am a victim of capitalism, just as we all are, by showing you an ad. I'm a victim and a perpetrator, and that's what makes life so complex. So the hood is a solid look. There we go. Maybe I needed. Maybe that's what I needed. I needed a solid look for the show, a brand, like what Tim Pool does, except I don't look like a huge asshole. Maybe. Tim Pool, if you're watching, don't watch my show. You don't deserve video game manuals. So yeah, I don't know. Lots going on. I'm not going to talk too much about stuff in the world because I haven't really thought about much. I will be honest with you. Tomorrow is the day of my dad's memorial. So if you remember, my dad passed away. My dad, who was awesome, cool dude, passed away back in January, and took some time to process and go through that. And I will say I want to thank everybody for I know it was a few months ago, but for being so thoughtful and nice. I got so much good support, and I really appreciate it from folks everywhere here in the meat space, as we call it in the real world, I guess. Folks from online, y'all, everybody here. It's meant a lot to me, and we are finally having the memorial tomorrow. So if I'm a little bit distracted, it's because I have still not written what I'm going to talk about. I'm supposed to give like a short speech. I'm going to give a short speech. And I haven't figured that out yet. That'll come last minute. That is how I roll. So if I zone out, it's because I'm thinking of something more than likely incredibly thoughtful and smart and charming and wonderful, which I think is something that just as like a blanket statement, if I ever zone out on any show, that's what I'm doing, is thinking about something smart and clever and impactful. So just keep that in mind. I am here with a Spindrift. Before we jump into our manuals, we have two manuals today. One is a karate manual, which is exciting. And another is one called Aircars for the Atari Jaguar, which I've never heard of before. And the manual has absolutely no photos in it, so I don't know what we're in for on that one. But I'm excited about it. And I'm ready to try a little Spindrift. There we go. Trying to bring some positivity into the world. I don't have to worry about you guys being cool and nice to people, but let's be cool and nice to folks. I think one thing that I'm thinking about with that is after traveling to Shanghai, this is going to sound so patent dumb. I apologize. I didn't think this through. This is going to sound really dumb, and you're going to be like cool like geopolitics 101 or whatever, but I guess it's worth just saying that going to another country, a country that is sort of nominally a competitor to ours, right? Our country's governments, at the very least, haven't got along smoothly in quite some time. It was just so nice to be around folks from a very different background, different language, different culture, and just, being like, oh, right, people are cool. People are making cool stuff everywhere. People are doing cool stuff. People are being cool to each other. So let's just be cool and nice to each other. And I guess that's all I got to say. We don't have to be cool and nice to bad politicians, though. So adios, Eric Swalwell. I stand by the thing I said about Tim Pool earlier looking like an asshole. That is true, but for other people, we can be cool and nice to each other. So let's do that. So Spindrift supports that wholly. Thank you, Spindrift, for supporting not only the idea of being cool and nice to people, but also when I said that Tim Pool is an asshole. Thank you. And if Tim Pool, excuse me, sorry, Spindrift, if Spindrift has any problems with that, I promise I'll get to the manuals. But I'm doing a bit. I have a bit. Okay, I've got a bit right now. Other places are pretty cool. DevPods GG, it's true. And as bad as America is, we're pretty cool too. We just gotta work through some. You know who else has to work through some things? As a quick aside, Brazil. So we've been working on the age ratings front a lot with the Brazil loot box legislation, age verification legislation, all that kind of stuff. It's called Felca's Law because it was an influencer in Brazil who raised the specter of kids getting groomed on online platforms, which is a concern. But it made the government rush to put together some, I think, fairly ill-considered policies around loot boxes and age ratings. Anyway, that's not the important thing. The important thing, where I say that Brazil, please do better than this. Right now, Lula, the current president, who sits on the left, is basically in a statistical tie with Jair Bolsonaro's son, whose name I forget, but the young Bolsonaro. So they were able to get out from under the thumb of Bolsonaro, put the guy in house arrest, and now his son is looking like potentially the next president. So let's get it together. Speaking of getting it together, this was the bit that I was going to do. If Spindrift, because Spindrift, despite what we all talk about, Spindrift has not officially sponsored the show yet. So if Spindrift, if you don't get it together, I have a new sponsor lined up. They don't know about it yet, but I have a new sponsor lined up. It's Frupack with their Pulpa de Maracuya, passion fruit pulp. And to celebrate this budding relationship, I'm going to drink some of the fruit pulp. I got quoted this week in an article from VGC, Video Games Chronicle, which is run by the great Andy Robinson, and they also do wonderful reviews and write-ups of energy drinks. So maybe in the spirit of that, I'm going to do a little review of passion fruit pulp from Frupack, the newest sponsor, who can also cure scurvy, I believe. So, cheers. There we go. I'm going to close this up because if this spills, I have to sell the house and move out of the office. Don't say yuck, Darren. It's good. Actually, it's good. I'm going to tell you this much right now. It looks pretty unappealing, but it's very good. Hobbs Voltaire, good to see you. Thank you so much. It's not a real Simpsons arcade machine. What it is one of those, and it's got some stuff on it. It is one of the arcade 1-up, Simpsons 1-up. So it's like a small kind of, what is it, like 3/4 scale model, something like that. It's fun. It's good. The kids really like it. It's got a bowling game on it, a Simpsons bowling game. So it's pretty cool. So no, Darren, actually, it doesn't look the same coming out as it does going in, because when you drink it, you also chew the seeds, which I really like. It feels like I'm making fun of this drink. I'm not. It's genuinely delicious. This is the second bottle of it that I've gotten. So if Frupack wants to help me out here, I promise, if the money is good enough, I promise to never say anything controversial. It'll just sell out completely. Never say anything controversial. I'll even stop reading video game manuals and just talk about the drink the whole time if you want. So, cheers. You got to let it open up a little bit. You got to sort of like, you got to sort of let it breathe a little bit. I was gonna put it in the decanter, but I didn't get my Frupack branded decanter. So, here we go. Want to take a drink? Oh, I mean, it's like you can't help but look hot when you do this. Um, you can't help but look just so hot. Imagine you're on the beach. So what it tastes like, again, I'm joking. I'm not joking. It does taste really good. I think it's delicious. The texture is actually really good. It's basically just like a bunch of pulp. It's extremely tart. So to that end, I think it's probably better, like scientifically speaking, probably better at fighting scurvy than even Spindrift. But it's pretty good. I really like it. It is like a little bit of a meal, but I don't think you're supposed to be drinking it like a drink. I think it's more of a, it's like a soup almost. But I think it's good. So if you're in the market for a drink, pick up passion fruit pulp. It really makes you think just how close we can be to nature. That's the saying. So there you go. I like it. I've been married for a long time, so I don't know. But if you were going on a first date, this would probably be a good thing to drink because you'd look really good while you're drinking it. So let's watch some video game manuals while I chew. Anyway, it is really good. Do pick it up. So now the battle is on between the sponsors. So let's take a look. We've got two manuals. I took way too long doing that. I apologize, friends. One manual is the best of the best championship karate. We're going to watch just a moment or two of it. Take a look at it. It's from our friends over at Electro Brain. There you go. A lot of menus in this game. NES versus Pad. Pad versus NES. I don't know what that means. Oh, pad? Like you can use like a... Do they mean a D-pad? Move pad? These animations are pretty good, honestly, actually. For an NES game? Electro Brain, good job. Do I have a seed stuck in my teeth? I don't have a seed stuck in my tooth, Darren. You're lying to me. All of them are stuck in the back of my teeth. They're going to sit there no matter how much I floss. They'll sit there until I go to the dentist, probably. So there you go. This is what the game looks like, apparently. Let's go to some gameplay. So, I'm torn. Because I think this game looks cool. Like this animation for the Nintendo looks extremely cool. It almost looks like, yeah, like slightly rotoscoped. It almost looks like if you've ever played any of the Digital Eclipse like Disney games on the Game Boy Color, Tarzan, any of those, the games that Mike Micah worked closely on. The animation on those is like way more than you would expect from a Game Boy Color game, and this sort of feels like that. So it looks cool. I'm not sure the impact is there on any given hit. Oof. So there you go. Anyway, I think that's pretty much the game. Yeah, the audience guys in the front over here. I don't know what's going on over here. Then you go back and train. I think this is a much more serious game than you would usually find on the NES, which is why we like it, because we're serious people. So let's go ahead and read some of the manual. Now, here we go. Best of the best championship karate. The scan for this is pretty low quality. The reason that I chose this, despite that, and not really knowing what to expect, is because I had a morning full of meetings, and I didn't think about what I was going to read today. But I did see that there's a long description about the game at the beginning, so I thought maybe there's something in there. Introduction, concentration of spirit. So let's zoom on in. And please, again, bear with me. Apologies for the quality of the scan. Here we go. Concentration of spirit. One must climb the mountain in order to determine the height of heaven. One must search himself that he might find the way to reach it. That was from Grandmaster Kang-Soo Chong, 10th Dan. Welcome to the international sport of kickboxing. Called the fighting sport, kickboxing involves an incredibly skillful mastery of lethal movements and strikes directed from both the foot and the fist. Keep in mind that kickboxing is quite recently developed and still to be perfected fighting sport. Its primary characteristic is the high efficiency of the landed punches, kicks, and other blows. It is important, to always remember the knockout is, more times than not, the final and possibly fatal decisive issue of the fight. I think that's overselling kickboxing just a bit. I think there was a movie where that happened. I think that Electro Brain is overstating things a little bit. Nintendo wouldn't be okay with that. At an extremely young age, your interests were drawn to the mystical and almost magically mysterious martial arts of the far... Sometimes we read manuals from a different era, of the faraway Orient. You begin to train at the age of 6. You ate, slept, and drank the sport. Ugh. Cheers to that. Damn it. You think you've got it, and then like a little sliver falls out of your mouth. Each and every day you honed your skills and worked to perfect every move. Your goal was to become the best of the best in the sport, and to one day be able to call yourself a master. That was 20 years ago, so we're 26 years old, and your training is taking you to the world competition and recognition. You are the newest addition to the kickboxing world circuit. Got a lot of seeds in my mouth still. Your training has taken literally years, and you have been instructed by the very best senseis of the international sport of kickboxing has ever had to offer. Your training is, however, far from complete. You are still just the student, and there is still many a master. You still desire to become the best of the best. You want it so very badly, you can almost taste it. I'll drink to that. The acid in these drinks is going to burn a hole in my stomach. You want it so very badly, you can almost taste it. Currently, you are ranked as the 16th best kickboxer in the world, and you are far from achieving your goal. Everything you have learned over the course of the last 20 years is on the line. Jump into the ring, take charge, and keep training in between matches. As your skills sharpen, you'll be asked to participate in the ultimate confrontation, the kumate. This is full contact, no holds barred match, requiring much thought and extensive training. Think carefully before entering. Much can be gained in a kumate victory, and much can be lost. You will know inside yourself when it is best to enter and to drop out. Gain your victories in stages, for the spirit must lead the body. The game represents the essence of the art. You will meet many tough fighters just as obsessed with being the best as you are. They can't wait to see what you have to offer in the ring. Never forget the essence of the martial spirit. Dedication, obedience, honor, faith, and passion fruit pulp from Frupack. That's the other essence. And perseverance in the battle. Welcome to the opportunity to be the best of the best. Press the start button to start. So, it's an interesting manual so far. I think it's got a lot of texture, much like the juice does in front of us, much like my fruit soup does. Starting the game in the menu screen, you got lots of things you can do. Reset pad versus NES, grading, select hits, load, save, physical type, name, preview, next training match. All sorts of cool stuff that you can do. As you move forward, N versus pad. Let's see, NES versus pad. This is the same as the above, except that you are the player on the... Oh, okay, so NES just is comp. Okay, so that's the computer. I get it. So here you go. Lots of good stuff over here. Selecting things, saving things. I'm not going to worry too much about that. Strength. Okay. Again, sometimes we just jump into a manual. We don't know what to expect. There was something in here that I did want to call out. Here we go. The time has come for you to enter the ring. The name of the game is Pound or Be Pounded. To start the fight, why is my phone ringing? To start the fight, I'm getting a spam phone call. Maybe it's my new sponsors. To start the fight, move the control pad to match and depress the start button. After a few seconds, the fight begins. As was mentioned in section 2 of this booklet, if there's too much difference between the two boxers' levels, the fight will be refused, which is kind of cool. I like this. At this time, the beautiful pom-pom girl, and we will meet her multiple times through the manual, the beautiful pom-pom girl will announce the beginning of the fight. To erase her from the screen, press the select button at this time. If you must erase the beautiful pom-pom girl, just press the select button. Before you now lies the ring. The information board is situated above the ring and consists of a chronometer and 2 rows of footlights. The chronometer indicates how long you have to fight before the end of the round. I'm trying to imagine giving this game to like a 7-year-old. Like if I got this game when I was in the midst of my, I could barely understand Zelda. Let's be honest. I think that I would just be very grateful that I got a video game for Christmas and have no idea what to do with this. And I'd be horrified at the idea of erasing the pom-pom girl from the screen. So there you go. So that's what happens. You do that. You go in. You meet the pom-pom girl. You've got your striking a blow, parrying and dodge, hitting your opponents. I saw something in here. Where is it? Oh, I saw something that I did want to call out, and I don't know where it is. Anyway, the match, the strength of the boxer, recovery, clinching. There's a lot going on in here. You got a referee. I might sort of just move on to the next manual because I don't know what I'm doing. There's a lot going on here. Here you go. At this time, after the end of the fight, the beautiful pom-pom girl will show you the crowd the prize you just earned. Way to go. I think that's cool. No hold barred kumite battle. And that's kind of what you got. Here you go. Fighting tips. I think these are important for everybody. All blows don't have the same impact, I'll say. Watch out for your distance when you attack. Vary your blows as much as you can. If you hit a non-reacting opponent, I don't know what that means, your boxer will shrug his shoulders, wondering what's going on with his opponent. Like, what's up with this guy? Shrugging the shoulders indicates a non-motivated boxer, which decreases the power of your strike and the flex and the reflex percentage during the round. This game is complex. Don't let yourself get caught in a ring corner. It'll keep you from using your techniques. And if 2 boxers are equal in points at the end of the fight, the winner will be the one who tried the most varied blows. Don't forget it. So there you go. You got your compliance with FCC regulations. I think, you know, in the interest of this being a serious sport for serious people, this is a fairly serious manual. So thanks for sticking with me through it. We got one more manual after this. Let's go ahead and take a look at the game that it's based on. We're going to look at Aircars on the Atari Jaguar. I couldn't find a lot of videos about it, but this one apparently is from a VHS rip, so we're going to see what this looks like. Zooming out. Play. Ooh. We got a ROM loading on a VHS player. I'm very confused. Okay, let's see. I'm not sure. It's very low volume. I really love the Jaguar square that shows up. The Jaguar cube is cool. I'm going to turn the volume up. Yeah, we all are prepared to kickbox now after reading that. So congrats to us. I think that's neat. This game is from Midnight Entertainment Group from 1995. Turn it up. Let's see what Aircars has in store for us.
Target destroyed. Primary target destroyed. Primary target destroyed. Primary target destroyed.
Okay, but I will say,
Target destroyed.
it looks like we're on the ground. I will say, I probably would have seen this in the store and thought it looked really cool. I know that about myself. So, what does that say about me? Don't question it. Cheers. I'm gonna try something. A little Spindrift passion fruit pulp mix. Let's see. It's an alarming texture now. It's fizzy and more watery. I don't think I'll do that again. Let's read the manual for Aircars. I don't think I'm gonna make that drink combo again. It's like a king's cup. Oh. But I'm too locked in now. Excuse me, every time I take a sip, I need like 3 minutes to chew. We got Aircars. for the Atari Jaguar 64-bit interactive multimedia system game manual. So there's like no pictures in this, but there sure is a story. So let's take a look at the story, huh? We're just gonna read a lot of words. In the wake of a nuclear holocaust, an organization known as Ebner's, I hope we find out what Ebner's stands for, was established with the goal of encouraging all mankind to live together in peace. Ebner's membership included many members of the nuclear scientific community who wished that their work no longer be used for destructive purposes. The Ebners suggested that society should be structured to eliminate all possibility of hostility. This structured society was deemed unrealistic in a free world and ridiculed. Ebner's became known as a fringe organization of radical scientists trying to restructure society. The government had planted spies within Ebner's organization in order to keep an eye on their activities. These spies have revealed that Ebner's have developed 3 new inventions: impenetrable force fields, a teleportation system, and Aircars. Force fields surround every Ebner's complex, making them impenetrable from an outside attack. These complexes are linked together with a teleportation system, which allows instantaneous travel between their complexes. I feel like this manual has completely skipped the rest of the world building and is just really excited about telling us how they've built their bases, whoever these people are. So we're going to find out a little bit more about this. They're hyper fixated on the tech, I guess. An aircar is a vehicle that is propelled by a small nuclear power plant and massive fans. The fans lift the aircar above the ground and propel it forward at high speeds. That's what we all hope our fans can do for us. Aircars are armed with a variety of weapons and are highly maneuverable. Our spies have obtained detailed schematics of the teleportation device and an aircar. We have been able to duplicate the teleportation device, but ours has a problem. We can only send you to the Ebner's complex. Therefore, it is a one-way mission. We have also been able to construct our own version of an aircar. Pretty exciting. Our spies have also uncovered the Ebner's diabolical plan to take over the world. The Ebner's are currently building nuclear bombs. Once they have enough bombs, which I don't think they'd be doing that. That was the whole thing they were trying to get away from. The Ebner's have been corrupted by power. Once they have enough bombs, the Ebner's will teleport a bomb into every major capital and destroy it. They believe that after this is accomplished, the world will submit to their rule. Therefore, we have decided to destroy the Ebner's before they take over the world. You'll pilot an aircar, which will be teleported into an Ebner's complex. You drink every time they say Ebner, retroactively. You will then proceed to destroy key installations within the complex. All these primary targets have been, after these primary targets have been destroyed, you will use the complex's teleportation system to get to the next base. We know there are at least 28 bases around the world. You saw that gameplay earlier. That's a lot of gameplay. Each of these bases must be knocked out if the world is to be saved from Ebner's threat. Your objective is to save the world by destroying the Ebner's ability to fight. This is accomplished by completing 32 missions against enemy complexes. You have bosses. Levels ending in the letter G have bosses. When their last primary target is destroyed, a bell will toll 12 times. This is when the bosses appear, and they want to play with you. Excuse me. Yeah, that's right. Okay. You must destroy these monstrosities for the exit to open. A boss appears as a white flashing square on the radar. I'm never drinking this again during a stream. It's good. But I'm going to need to I need a solid few minutes every time I sip. I'm going to wash that down with some Spindrift. Honestly, I don't think after this episode I'm getting any sponsors. Teleporters instantly move a player across a complex. The teleporters are paired in several colors: blue, green, yellow, red. Exiting, you can exit, I guess. Dying, when your aircar is destroyed, Aircars is destroyed, you are ejected from your vehicle. From this vantage point, you may be able to see what or who destroyed your vehicle. By pressing the A or B button, you'll be teleported into a new aircar that was teleported close to you. You do not have a limited number of lives. In aircraft, there are 2 ways to end the game: finish it or shut it off. Yeah, that's cool. You got to make the choice. There's no way around it. You are either committed to Aircars for life or you're done. Each world in Aircars is huge. As you travel across the world, your Aircar stores the data revealed in your radar into its memory banks. You can look at the memory banks. That's pretty cool. Here's some hints. I think maybe we'll do one more manual after this because I'm not feeling either of these manuals too much. Not that they're bad. Not that they're bad. They're just not meeting the energy for me right now. That's funny. The crunch is loud. You can hear it. It's ASMR now. This is the worst episode I've ever done. There's a few more I'm gonna crunch. Let's see. Why is that so loud? Oh, God. I didn't know. I gotta puree it next time. Well, cheers. Let's go read a different manual. I don't know. I'm feeling it. Communication hardware. Aircars has the ability to use several different hardware devices to establish its network connection. For more than 2 players, Aircars must be used with Catbox's CatNet protocol. For 2 players, Aircars is capable of using the Catbox or Atari's JagLink network cable. Midnight has tested and approved both of these communication devices for use with Aircars. So there you go. You are now entering the multiplayer virtual reality realm of Midnight's Aircars. Have fun. Here are the controls. Do we get any characters? That's what the game looks like. Auto shotgun. You just get regular guns, which is kind of cool. Tank cannon, ED cannon. That's the erectile dysfunction cannon. You've got a mine. You got some smoke. You got shotgun shells, all sorts of other good stuff. Immediate power-ups, salvageable power-ups. Here's the Aircars. You've got Spud, Mosquito, Fang, Plow, Bull, Slammer, and Destroyer. You've got the missile tank, the main battle tank, light tank, and then their turrets. Very nice. Here are the credits. Let's give a quick moment of appreciation to the folks at Midnight Entertainment. John Sanderson, David Ebner. Ebner? Hold on. Oh my God. He was there all along. The Ebners made the game. David Ebner, oh my God. Clayton Bradish III, Richard Ebner, John McNulty, Tracy Turner, Janice Anderson, August C. Ghilarducci. With special thanks to these folks right over here. Additional testers, let's read the testers. Ashley Albrecht, Brianna Albrecht, Corey Berman, Dave Davis, James Dillenberg, John Dillenberg, Mike Ebner, Jason Fiola, Seneca Freeman, Glenn Hinckley, Brett Hall, JT Kaufman, Carrie Krause, Joseph Mercury 3, Greg Mikrut, Joe Turner, Tim Ruff, and John Zavalia. And then you can put this on your controller. And that's those games. But let's go and read a different manual. Does that sound good, folks? Man, okay. Let's just find something. I'm feeling Genesis-y right now. So there's this website, the DP Library, Digital Press Library, has a lot of really great manuals. It's one of the best collections that I found so far, and I'm really grateful for it. This is not a complete collection, obviously. The NES collection is pretty good. What is Stormlord? Seems like that might have a really long manual that we don't want to do. But let's take a quick look at it. Stormlord looks okay. Let's read Stormlord. Should we read Stormlord? Let's read Stormlord. Okay, Stormlord time. Stormlord, Instruction Manual, Stormlord, Razorsoft. Razorsoft is a division of Razorsoft International Incorporated. The game is manufactured for play on the Sega Genesis system. Sega and Genesis are trademarked of the Sega Enterprise Limited 1990 Razorsoft. This is an early Genesis game. An adaptation by Punk Development. I love this. Licensed from Hewson Consultants Limited. Adaptation by Punk Development. Nothing more punk than that. We have a note from Kyle Shelley, the president of Razorsoft, which is exciting. You are about to embark upon a journey into the worlds of Stormlord, another technically superior product brought to you by your friends and fellow gamers at Razorsoft. Finally, a game made by gamers. As part of our commitment to provide you with the best in-home video gaming, Stormlord offers strategic gameplay, dazzling graphics, and awesome sound effects. Following closely at the heels of Technocop, the award-winning mega hit, Stormlord is a proud addition to the Razorsoft lineup. Sincerely, Kyle Shelley, President. I think we might have read one of these before. What if we read Stormlord already? Have we already read Stormlord? I don't know. But I don't think we've seen this guy. The Storm Brews. And this is what I look like as the coffee brews in the morning before I've had my cup of joe. Huh? Who's with me? Prepare to enter worlds of terror, where daylight battles the darkened night. But enough about Washington, D.C. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, as thunder roars its ravenous call throughout the land, streaks of white-hot lightning crackle through the dimly lit sky. You, Stormlord, it's your birth name, have been summoned to the Valley of the Enchanted Realm to rescue the entombed princess captured by the evil, rotting crone. Also, unfortunately, his birth name. As Stormlord, you embark upon your most perilous journey. Only you possess the power and fury necessary to vanquish all who dare oppose you. Prepare to charge into battle with the dreaded draconian fire dogs. Thrust your mighty sword at the barbaric killer bees. Keep an eye out for Pearsbete, the mutated man-munching moss, for they are hungrily eyeing you. Rescue the entombed princesses hidden throughout the desolate world. Locate the treasures hidden within the labyrinth so the legend of Stormlord will be told for centuries. I'm going to be honest. Of these 3 manuals, Stormlord is my favorite so far, and it's not even a question. You've got the control pad. You got a picture of the control pad. That's how you know you're playing with real power. Press the B button repeatedly to unleash magical throwing stars. Press and hold to discharge blazing swords of steel. You can do that when you're standing, crouching, or jumping. It's pretty cool. The C button lets you pick up magical treasures, magical goodies, it even says. We gotta, as a society, gotta start saying goodies again. From the Stormlord title screen, you can get to the menus. You get the bonus levels. Here's a cool little parasol. I think that's kind of neat. More princesses you save, the more additional lives you will earn. Continue mode may be activated a maximum of 2 times during play. So unlike in Aircars, you have more choices for ending the game when you're playing Stormlord. In Aircars, if you remember, you had to either finish the game or shut it off. In here, you can just lose. Hey, Noodles. We got a guest. Noodles heard that we were reading about Stormlord. Noodles heard we were reading about Stormlord and said, I can't believe you're reading my favorite manual. Noodles and I will oftentimes read Stormlord when I'm putting him to bed at night, so he's happy. Noodles drank or ate something yesterday that did not agree with his tummy, and so Noodles last night was awake all night long, kind of gulping. And you know who else was up all night long because of that? Me and my wife. And you can bet that we're feeling very good today. So that might also explain some things. So 2 excuses if the show is no good. 1, I'm thinking about the speech that I got to give tomorrow. And then 2, we got no sleep. So there we go. Unless the show is really good, in which case, can you believe we did this throughout all of these hardships? You got keeping score. I think this game looks kind of cool. Lives remaining, the score, the entombed fairy princess is remaining. Time remaining, carried item, fairy princess is freed. This guy's got a tall order. He's got 5 that are still entombed and 0 have been freed. There you go. Oh no, is this manual over already? The most obvious path to your destination is not always the correct one. That's right. Summon Thortos, your mighty winged companion, to help transport you through the valley. Be curious but cautious, for any object might be friend or foe. It's essential to make proper use of each magical treasure you gather in your journey. Determine which creatures must be avoided at all costs and which must be eliminated. In your battles, you will find some creatures more difficult to destroy than others. That's pretty good. You got some notes? Man, you know what? I'm just going to read another one. Is that okay, Noodles? Noodles, are you okay? Have we read Shadow Dancer before? Oh, we've read Shadow. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that cover art. Look at that cover art. Shadow Dancer, Math Blaster, Lion King. Let's go to a different thing. What about NES? Let's just look at NES games for a little bit, because there's a lot here. So their Nintendo manual collection is pretty darn good, which is really neat. So I like that. Balloon Fight, Bandai Golf, Bandit Kings of Ancient China. Well, I went to Modern China. Let's see what this one looks like. Oh no. This is a Koi game. I'm not reading this manual. I'm not doing it. Koi game manuals are too serious. We'll take another look here. Bible, Big Nose. Big Nose freaks out. Bigfoot. Bill and Ted's Ultimate Adventures. Bo Jackson Baseball. Blue Shadow. Let's go look at... What is Blue Shadow? Holy moly. Sure, let's zoom in. Okay. It's looking good to me already. We're at 500% increase. I cannot make it any larger. One more manual. Let's go. Thank you, they say. And again, I cannot make this any larger. I can do this. There we go. Now it's too large. Let me make this seal of quality smaller. This isn't a banner day from a seal of quality standpoint. I'll tell you that much right now. Thank you for buying Blue Shadow from Taito. For the most fun, read this instruction manual thoroughly before you begin your mission. Blue Shadow from Taito. Blue Shadow from Taito. Blue notes from Taito. Blue Shadow from Taito. Yeah, got it. Yep, sure, totally. That is a note. Blue Shadow from Taito, period. We are proud and delighted that you have made this an addition to your video game library. We hope you receive many hours of entertainment from our product. Let me zoom out just a teensy tiny bit. There we go. It's the year 2029 AD, and a madman controls the largest city in America. The Emperor Garuda and his followers have built an impregnable stronghold as a monument to his evil. Conventional forces have been unable to stop his malevolent plans for control, but Garuda is worried. Reports have this is a very small screen. Reports have reached him, that two figures have breached the outskirts of his city defenses. For the first time, he feels an inner chill, for he knows the invaders are ninjas. Hayate and Lady Kaede are ninjas of the Iga clan. Their mission is to infiltrate the fortress of Garuda and destroy his wicked empire. They are armed with the weapons of ninjutsu, the katana, sword, the shuriken, throwing stars, and the kusarigama. Have I read this one? Sickle and chain. Together they may topple. They have the strength to topple the empire. I can't tell if I've read this. I can't tell what it is I'm doing. So the seal of quality was round at one point, and then like Ovo the Deadpod's GG asked, isn't the seal of quality not supposed to be round? Let's take a quick look here. Hold on. Richard Darling, for those who were here last week, we looked up Richard Darling from Codemasters. Seal of Nintendo seal of quality history. The first seal of quality. Let's take a look here. The official Nintendo seal. Seal Team 6. Here we go. So there we go. So we might be reading a European manual. How about that? The official seal. Things are so different in Europe. The official Nintendo seal in America. The European seal. The former American version. The non-official Australian cartridge seal. The first seal of quality. Oh, the first seal of quality was circular, but different. From 1985 to 1989. Here's the German version. And then the white variant of the first North American Nintendo seal. So there we go. We learned something today. It wasn't all a loss. We did it. Fake seal. Fake seal. Seal team sick to my stomach with these fake seals over here. So let's take a look. You got a controller. You got some ninja swords. Let's take a look here. You got katana, the sword of the main weapon of the ninja. This is the first weapon that the character uses in the game. There are bonus items scattered around. You got the shuriken, throwing stars. These powerful missile weapons increase the range of attack for the ninjas. And kusarigama, I can't do this today. The weapon can be fired at an upward angle as well as straight up, which is good to know. Here's some bad guys, some enemy characters. We're going to zoom in on these guys because I really like them. Cyborg. Let me zoom in here. Hold on, I got to zoom in. Yeah. You've got Hyperion. You've got Slasher. You've got Sniper. You got Golden Samurai. You've got Missileman. You've got Killer Tank. You've got the Boomerang Master. He's from Australia. You've got Palooka. You've got the Water Ninja. You've got the Insectoid. You've got the Eye Stalker. You've got Cyborg. You got Amordillo. So he's a loving guy. The Amordillo. You got the Wind Ninja. You've also got Power Fist, Trooper, Geometron, Arachna, Rom Blast, Time Bomb, Captain Hawk, and Emperor Garuda himself. You got item boxes, you got scrolls, you got healing potions, you got bombs, and then I guess you got safety precautions. So I'm going to call it here. This isn't, see, here we go. Here's an English one. If you have any questions, for instance, why didn't this manual have more going on for it? You can reach out to Bandai UK Limited to tell them about your game pack and send them a message over at P.O. Box 104, Fareham, Hants? Sure. P.O. 16 8UR, England, and tell them, "Oi, governor, is manual got no real story in it?" Say that, and they'll understand. They'll understand. Yes, it was an educational stream today. Can't say it was the best collection. Sometimes these things happen. This is the downside for all the ups of finding an incredible manual by surprise. Sometimes we have to go educational. What can I say? But now we know a lot more about a lot of things. And in fact, I would say it's fair to say we now know everything. So congrats to us. Thank you to us. Thanks to everybody for joining. Next week's will be a little bit more together, I think. That's my goal. That's my plan. No promises. But be nice and cool to people. And have a good one. And thanks for hanging. Yeah, thanks for hanging. I appreciate it, in it. And adios, folks. We'll go back to the Road Blaster intro. See you later. Bye.